Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sherifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C, Oguntoye, an infantry officer.
The weekly briefing covering 25th of April to the 1st of May 2026 reports 1 massive and 5 group strikes against the Ukrainian defense industry, energy, transport, ports, UAV and USV assembly, storage and launch areas, as well as troop deployments. Territorial gains include 5 settlements captured by North Group: Boshkovo, Zemlyanki, Korchakovka, Novomitrovka, Taratutinno, plus Pokalianoye in Kharkiv, taken on 30th of April. The West Group liberated Ilyachovka. The South Group liberated Ilyanovka and Novomitrovka. The Center Group liberated Novoalexandrovka. The East Group continues, advancing into depths without claiming a settlement. Cumulative claimed Ukrainian losses exceed 8,000 troops across all sectors, with significant attrition of Western-supplied systems and electronic warfare assets.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, this weekly briefing covers April 25th to May 1st, and it shows a clear acceleration in territorial gains, 6 settlements captured, including 5 by the North Group alone. Compare that to previous weeks where 1 or 2 settlements per day was the norm. What changed?
The acceleration you're seeing is the direct result of cumulative attrition. Over the past several weeks, Russian forces have systematically destroyed Ukrainian artillery, electronic warfare stations, counter-battery radars, and ammunition depots. This week, the bill came due. The North Group, which had been methodically clearing border villages, suddenly took 5 settlements in 7 days: Bochkovo, Zemlyanki, Korchakovka, Novomitrovka, Taratutinno, plus Pokalianoye just yesterday. That's not because Ukrainian resistance suddenly collapsed, but because the logistics and sensor networks that supported that resistance had been degraded to the point where Russian infantry could advance with acceptable risk. The same pattern holds for West, South, and Center. Each took at least 1 settlement. The only sector that didn't claim a specific settlement is Ist, and that's because they're using penetration language. Continue to advance into the depth, which is a different metric.
Let's start sector by sector with the North Group. They captured 5 settlements in the Sumy and Kharkiv regions. Their weekly target set: 7 mechanized, 4 motorized infantry, 3 assault regiments, 8 territorial defense, 2 National Guard brigades, and 2 border detachments. Losses: over 1,270 troops, 6 AFVs, 45 vehicles, 2 artillery guns, and 5 electronic warfare counter-fire stations. Colonel, 5 settlements in 1 week is a significant operational achievement. What enabled this pace?
The North Group's success is a textbook case of shaping then striking. Over the previous weeks, North had been focused on destroying supply depots. We saw daily reports of 10 to 14 material depots eliminated. They also destroyed several electronic warfare stations and counter-battery radars. This week, they shifted to offensive operations. The 5 settlements, Bochkovo, Zemlyanki, Korchakovka, Novomitrovka, Taratutinno, are all border villages in Sumy and Kharkiv. Their capture creates a contiguous buffer zone along the Russian border. The Ukrainian units defending these areas, 8 territorial defense brigades, plus 2 National Guard brigades, were likely undermanned and undersupplied due to the previous week's logistic strikes. The 1,270 troop losses are significant, but note that only 2 artillery guns were destroyed. That suggests that Ukrainian artillery in this sector had already been suppressed or withdrawn.
Now, the West Group, they liberated Ilyachovka in Donetsk. Their weekly target set: 4 mechanized, 1 airmobile, 1 assault, 1 UAV regiment, 3 Territorial Defense, and 1 National Guard Brigade. 6 settlements captured in 1 week. 10 EEWs. That is the highest EW count for any sector this week. Why is West focusing so heavily on electronic warfare?
The West Group operates along the Kharkiv-Donetsk seam, a crucial axis where Ukrainian forces rely heavily on drones and counter-battery radars to offset Russian artillery superiority. By destroying 10 EW and counter-fire stations in 1 week, West has created a significant gap in Ukraine's ability to jam Russian drones and locate Russian guns. The 14 artillery guns destroyed, the highest of any sector, are the physical shooters. Without EW protection, those guns become easier targets for Russian counter-battery. The capture of Ilikovka is the territorial proof of this shaping. The 5 Western-made AFVs destroyed, likely including M113s and possibly others, also show that Russia is systematically targeting foreign-supplied equipment. Operationally, West is demonstrating that you can seize ground by first blinding and silencing the enemy. The 1,340 troop losses are substantial, but the real damage is the sensor and artillery attrition.
The South Group. They liberated Ilyanovka and Novodmitrovka in Donetsk. Their target set: 6 mechanized, 2 motorized infantry, 1 assault, 1 mountain assault, 1 Marine brigade, and 2 territorial defense brigades. Losses: more than 1,025 troops, 17 AFVs, 2 of them M113s, 101 vehicles, 13 artillery guns, and 5 electronic warfare stations. This is the second week in a row that South has reported 2 settlements. What is their formula?
South Group has become the logistics attrition specialist of this campaign. Over the past 2 weeks, they have destroyed dozens of ammunition, material, and fuel depots. This week, they added 2 settlements to their tally, Ilyanovka and Novodmitrovka. The 13 artillery guns destroyed, and 5 EW stations are consistent with their pattern. Degrade Ukrainian fire support and sensors, then advance. The presence of a Marine brigade in their target set is notable. Marine brigades are elite units. They also engaged a mountain assault brigade, which is optimized for rough terrain. The fact that South took 2 settlements while engaging such high-quality units indicates that those units were likely logistically degraded, short on fuel, ammunition, or both. The loss of 2 US-made M113 APCs is also significant, as these are often used for command and medical evacuation. Operationally, South is proving that a logistics-first approach can yield consistent territorial gains.
The Center Group. They liberated Novoalexandrovka in Donetsk. Their target set is the most diverse and elite-heavy. 3 mechanized, 1 motorized, 1 Jaeger, 1 airmobile, 1 airborne, 1 air assault, 2 UAV brigades, 1 assault regiment, 2 Marine, 2 territorial defense, and 7 National Guard brigades. Colonel, 2 UAV brigades? That's a first. What does that tell us?
The mention of 2 UAV brigades is a major indicator that Ukraine has formalized its drone forces into dedicated brigade-sized units. These are not just battalion attachments. They are entire formations built around reconnaissance and strike drones. Center Group engaging and attriting these UAV brigades means Russia is decapitating Ukraine's drone command and control at the formation level. Destroying a UAV brigade degrades Ukraine's ability to coordinate mass drone strikes, like the 571 drone day we saw. The rest of the target list, Jaeger, Airborne, Airmobile, Marine, Azov, though not explicitly named this week. National Guard includes similar units. 7 National Guard brigades confirms that Center remains the main attrition effort against Ukraine's most capable maneuver units. The 2,045 troop losses are the highest because Center is fighting the toughest battles, likely in urban or fortified areas. The capture of Novoalexandrovka was done despite such intense resistance.
The East Group did not claim a specific settlement this week, but used the phrase, "continue to advance into the depths of enemy defense." Target set: 3 mechanized, 1 infantry, 2 assault, 2 air assault brigades, including 2 US-made Paladin 155 mm howitzers. That's 2 Paladins in a week, following 2 Paladins in previous days. What does this tell us about the East Sector's progress?
The East Group is the breakthrough sector. They are not stopping to capture and hold every village. They are bypassing or overrunning defenses to create a deep salient. The phrase advancing into depth means they have already breached the forward defensive belt and are now operating against second echelon reserves. The destruction of 2 Paladin howitzers in 1 week, and we saw a 3rd Paladin destroyed in the daily briefing just before this weekly summary, indicates that Russian reconnaissance and strike complexes are very effective at locating and destroying these high-value Western systems in this sector. Without Paladins, Ukraine loses its most accurate and mobile counter-battery artillery. The 1,960 troop losses are the 2nd highest of the week, reflecting intense combat. The 4 assault regiments engaged are Ukrainian offensive units. Russia is destroying Ukraine's counterattack reserves before they can be committed.
The Dnepr group. They improved the tactical situation. Target set: 3 mechanized, 1 mountain assault, 1 marine, 1 territorial defense brigade. Losses: up to 270 troops, 1 tank, 2 AFVs, 85 vehicles, 4 artillery guns, and 15 electronic warfare stations, the highest of any sector. Colonel, 15 EW stations in 1 week from a sector with only 270 troop losses? How?
This is the most striking figure of the entire weekly briefing. The Dnepr group, which operates in the Zaporozhye and Kherson sectors, destroyed 15 electronic warfare stations while suffering only 270 Ukrainian troop losses. That tells me that Dnepr is conducting a standoff EW hunting campaign, using reconnaissance drones and long-range fires to locate and destroy jammers and radars without having to commit infantry to costly assaults. The destruction of 85 motor vehicles also suggests they hit supply convoys and transport hubs. The 1 tank and 2 AFVs are minor compared to the EW kill tally. Operationally, Dnepr is the electronic warfare degradation force of the Russian campaign. Every EW station destroyed makes it easier for Russian drones to operate across the entire southern front. This is a force multiplier. Less jamming means more accurate Russian artillery, which means more destroyed Ukrainian equipment, which means easier advances.
Now we turn to the Operational Tactical Aviation and Deep Strike segment, which covers the week's strikes. Colonel, the weekly UAV intercept total of 2,628 works out to an average of 375 per day, slightly above the previous week's average. But the new element is the explicit targeting of uncrewed surface vehicle assembly, storage/launch areas. Why is that significant?
The targeting of USV facilities represents Russia's recognition that naval drones are a strategic threat. Ukraine has used USVs to strike Russian warships, the Crimean Bridge, and port infrastructure. By striking their assembly, storage, and launch areas, Russia is trying to cut the head off Ukraine's asymmetric naval campaign. The fact that the Black Sea Fleet also destroyed 14 USVs this week shows that the threat remains active. The 2 Buck M1 SAM systems destroyed are also significant. These are mobile, medium-range air defense systems that protect Ukrainian ground forces from Russian aviation. Each buck lost expands Russian air superiority. The 2628 UAV intercepts confirm that the air-drone battle is grinding on at high intensity. The deep strikes on defense industry, energy, transport, and ports are the strategic interdiction layer. They degrade Ukraine's ability to produce and move war material.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that the acceleration in territorial gains, 6 settlements captured in 1 week, 5 by North alone, demonstrates that Russia's attrition-first model is producing results. The key enablers have been the systematic destruction of Ukrainian logistics depots, electronic warfare stations, and counter-battery radars. Without sensors and supplies, Ukrainian defenders cannot hold ground.